guys have been building web pages for the last several videos, but if you are being honest, those videos are not really looking enticing. Yeah, today that is going to change. Like, we are starting our CSS we've been longing for a very, very long time, and it's going to transform our web page. The HTML without style we've been working on all this while, the bland HTML, the bland web page is going to change everything. We have just completed our HTML and how to structure a web page properly using tags, semantic elements, divs, span, link, images, tables, those you can name it. We've done a lot. But today we are going to start our CSS, and this is where front-end development get really exciting. Now we are going to come to our Google. We are going to visit Google, and here we are going to say, what is CSS, right? And let's look at what it's going to give us. I'll come here. Now it says CSS stands for cascading style sheet. That is the full meaning. It says further, it is a style sheet language used to control the visual representation, design, and layout of web pages. While HTML is used to structure the content of a website, like text, headings, and paragraphs, CSS determines how that content looks by adding colors, custom typography, spacing, and layout. Together with HTML and JavaScript, CSS is one of the cornerstone technologies of the World Wide Web. Yeah, CSS is a very powerful tool, as you just heard that. Now let's experiment something, and before moving further, I want you guys to know something. Now, like I explained while I was about to start my HTML video the very first time, I explained in a simple term how HTML is, and I told you guys that HTML is just like a building or a foundation whereby the bricklayers, which we would call the developers, build the structure first, build the room, the sitting room, the kitchen, the toilets. They build the structure. And now I explained further. I said CSS beautifies it. It creates the color, the TV, the decoration and everything to make it look good. So that is it. CSS is just like the skin, the clothes, the color, the fonts, and the layouts. Do you understand? So if you want to use it as human being as well, it's just like you making up, the beautifying, wearing your clothes, making up, looking good. Do you understand? So that is it. So without CSS, every website on the internet would look exactly like a plain black and white text document. So CSS is what makes websites beautiful, right? So let me quickly show you something what CSS can do. So I created a table in our last video, and I'm just going to do a little styling. And I'm going to come here and say, just say background color, and I'm just going to give it, let me just give it this light green. Yeah, and now can you see that we have a green color, right? So that is one example of CSS. I'm just going to, or should I, let me just leave this, and I might as well come here, instead of using a black text, I'm just going to say color, and then let's say white. Right, so can you see now that we have white color? So, and it's only affecting this table, not other tables, right? So that is just an example of a CSS, right? Because CSS changes the way you see your structure, which is your HTML, right? So can you see how beautiful this looks? It looks pleasing to the eye. Now there are three ways to add CSS. There are three ways to add, and let me show you. The first way is the inline CSS, which I just did. So this is called, this particular, the way I just did our table is what we call the inline CSS. It is writing style directly on your HTML tag itself. So if I decide to remove this style, we already have the background color and the color. So if I decide to remove this style, you see that it has gone off. It would not work. So you have this thing called style should be in anything you are about to when you are about to start your CSS, make sure this word style is there. You don't want to do something that you don't want to write all your CSS and miss out this. It's not going to do anything. It's just going to be there. It's not going to have any effect. So this style is so important. So whenever you want to do something, you have to add a style. So I'm just going to try another here and say style again, and let me just give it a color of blue. I'm just going to say blue, and can you see that it has already changed to blue? Now if I should come to our body and give it style again and say, okay, I'm going to give it a styling, and in this style I'm just going to okay, so in this style I'm just going to tell me something style. In this style, let me just give it background color of say yellow, and can you see that we have yellow in all our body? So this style is affecting the body because I am putting it directly with the body. Do you understand? So because you cannot come here, I cannot come here now, I cannot bring this or bring all of this. Oh, sorry, I cannot bring all of this and say I want to bring it outside and say because I want it to be body and I'll bring it here. It's not going to work. It's not going to have any effect in your browser. But you have to put it in the first tag, in the opening tag of your body, not the closing tag. So the opening tag of your body, it will be effective on your browser. So that is inline styling. So right now I'm just going to cancel all of this. I need you to take note of that. Developers just use it once in a while. It's not really that deep, maybe just in an exceptional cases. Now that is for inline styling. Now for the internal we have another one called internal styling, and that internal styling is being created in your head tag, right? In your head tag, it is still in the same code base or the same code page of your HTML what are they calling it? HTML structure. Or all you just have to do is to call the style again in your head, and then you have to call whatever it is you want it to have effect on. Now I cannot just come here and say background color. It's not even coming up. I can't come here and say background color green. It would not work. It would not work at all. Okay, when I say background color of green, to what? That is the question. To what am I referring to? Because we have a lot of tags here. We have the body tag. Inside the body tag, we have the header, we have the what again? We have the nerve, we have the main. Oh, I've even uncommented this. Let me just comment it back because I don't want yeah, I might just leave it. Yeah. So we have a lot going on here. We have a table, we have a lot that I cannot even that we've done so far. So what exactly are we talking about? That is why it is not responding. But we have to specify the exact thing we want this background color to be, to have effect on. Now I'm just going to cut this and then tell it, let's say I want to work on this body, the overall body, right? I'm just going to come, because the body is already here, I'm just going to come here and say body, right? And then give this a curly bracket, come here, drop it, and then can you see now that it had already had effect on the body? Everything in the body had already had effect on it, right? Now if I should come here now, I want to adjust all of this, probably this first table. Let's try this first table. Now this first table, I can maybe let's say okay, let's just try table and let's see what is going to bring out. So if I just say table and say okay, it's possible this would work. Let's try it. So I'm just going to give it color of white, right? And let's see if it would work. Yeah, it works because it is now already, we have a lot of tables, so it has taken every table, all the tables, because we have a lot of tables, so it has taken all the tables in in this page and then made it white. Now if I should come up here and say I'm trying to, because if I should, how should I put it now? Now this table is only working for everything, but is there a way we can target this particular table, like this one table, and it's going to just work for only this and nothing more? Right. So, and that's only way. I know you guys should, you remember we talked about class and ID, right? So this is where it all works. This is where the class works. So you have to target, because we have a lot of tables here. So how can you target just one table? So I will need you guys to go back to my previous videos, and that is where you're going to know what class and div actually does. What class and ID actually does. So now I'm going to give this a class. I'm going to say class and call it first table, right? I can just give it a random name, any random name. I can decide to give it 1. I can decide to give it first. I can decide to give it anything, any table, just to give it a class name. And now that class name, I'm going to bring it here. I'm going to say first table, and then give it background color of yellow. Let's say yellow, and you see that it's going to, can you see that it has worked, because I called the class name I gave it here, I called it, and it worked for just only this, because I've given it a class. So you know what, I don't want to go, I don't want to get ahead of everything we have to do. We still have a lot to talk about, but I'm already jumping, right? So that is the inline. Sorry, we've talked about the inline styling, and now now we've talked about the internal styling. Now we are going to talk about the external styling, which is the professional way a lot of developers do their styling, and it makes it, it does not make your code look too overwhelming, because once you start dealing with a large number of code and a big project, you don't want to experience that. CSS would be very long. In fact, even if it is a big website, you would not be surprised that your CSS will be longer than your HTML. So that is why it is best recommended to use the external CSS. Now, the only way to start our external CSS is by starting with creating a CSS file. Right now, we are going to create a CSS file and say we already have index.html, right? We are now going to say style. You can decide to give it any name, though it's not compulsory, but just for organization, probably this my index.html is let's say project.html, this index.html. Now let's say if I name it first project.html, and it will be better to name this your CSS to as first project.css. The only difference is the html and .css, but they are the same. They are having the same goal, but you are differentiating the files, because CSS works for styling and HTML works for the structure, but they are still trying to achieve the same goal. So you have to give them the same name, right? So let's just say index, just for, but the best way for right now is, because you are going to be needing something like this, style.css, right? Or to cut the confusion for your level, I'm just going to say index.css, right? So I've created a CSS file for this. Now I'm going to do something, and I'm going to now, we created the body, right? In the previous internal what are they calling it, internal CSS, internal styling, we created the body, and it reflected. You can see the effect on our browser. So now let's do the same thing here, so and see if it would work. We created background, and we called the background green, and can you see now that it's just green, but it's not showing on your browser? Why is it not showing in our browser? Now this is where it happens, right? If I should come here, and this is right in our head, not in our body. I don't want you guys to confuse it. This is our head. Now in our head, the HTML boilerplate, you have your head, and now in our head, inside our head, we are going to create a link. right? And now in this link, we have attributes here. We have the rel attribute, which is depicting, which is specifying that this is a style sheet. So it is saying that this is a style sheet. And now we have the href. The href now, it is where we are going to put our index.css file, right? So I want you guys to look closely. The link we are about to create now, let me just create it, index.css. right now, can you see now that it has already affected it? Because the index.css, it is already created in the link, link created in the head of index.html. I cannot come here now. If I should come here now and bring this link and bring it to contact.html, the head of contact.html, it's not going to work for this anymore. It's going to work for this contact.html. Now if I open contact.html now, I'm going to open the contact. Can you see that it has affected it? If I should take it off here, if I should remove it, it's not more there again, right? So because we've already created the style in this, if I should take it back, I'm just going to take it back, right? And it is reflecting here because that style, I want you guys to, let me just adjust it so that you guys will understand what I'm saying. I'm just going to adjust this one and bring the styling here so that you understand clearly. So now this is the styling, this is this index.html, and now this is the contact.html. So the style we are calling green. This green, we've already prepared it here. It's just like you preparing ingredients. So that ingredient, we prepared it here, but where are we putting the ingredient? That is the main point. Where are we putting the ingredient? Are we going to put the ingredients in the rice, or we want to put the ingredients in the stew, or we want to put the ingredients in the pounded yam, or we want to put the ingredients in ordinary water? Where are we putting it? Right? So that is what is happening here. So we've already, the ingredient is in a bowl. The bowl is index.css. That bowl, that bowl is index.css. And now for any web page to be effective, any .html to be effective, to have that ingredient to taste good, right, to have that effect of the CSS, the only thing you have to do is to put that styling, that bowl, that ingredients bowl inside the HTML. I hope you guys understand. So now this is contact. I've added it to contact. If I should come to index and still do the same thing, so now I'm going to just go back. I think I should have the web page here. Oh, okay, yeah. Can you see now that we have the web page here, right? Before I added it, I'm just going to click on the Ctrl+Z. Can you see now that it is not there? So even if this index.html, you can decide to put it in as much HTML as you can. So I hope you guys understand this, right? So now I'm just going to take this off from the contact page because that is not what we are working on. So we are actually working on our index.html. So I'm just going to put it side by side like this so that you guys will understand what I'm talking about now. Now that is the external CSS we are talking about, and that is the best way to use CSS, to structure, to connect your CSS. Some people, based on exceptional cases, they might want to just quickly, maybe the styling is not that big, maybe the styling would not be very much. They might just want to add their styling in the head, like style, as this internal CSS. But if it's a very large project, the best thing is to use the external CSS. It will be very clean, and that is why the class and the ID works beautifully for this part. Even if you are about to use the internal CSS, you can as well use the class because it's very, very important. The class and ID attribute is very, very important. So before we go into the classes and all, I want to explain all of this parts for you. Now this body, right, is what we call the selector, and we have different types of selectors. We have a lot, like there are a lot of different types of selectors, but I'm still going to talk about that. And now look at this particular thing, this background color. This background color is what we call the property. This is what, from here, let me just, this is called property, and this green, right, is called value. This green is called value. Put that straight down. This one that I just added is what we call it. It is the full stop for coding. You cannot use this. No. it won't work. Can you see that it did not work? So if I should use this semicolon, that is the full stop for web page, web development. This is the recognized full stop. So at every point, probably in my body now, I've added a background, and now every text in my body, I want to make them white. So I can just decide to give this a color and make them probably yellow. It's going to affect every text. Can you see? It has affected every text in my body, regardless of the kind of text. It's going to affect it. Do you understand? So at every property and value you create, you must create this semicolon, right? You must create it, because if you don't create it, it's not going to work. It's not going to work if you're about to, for instance, if I should create this back and come here, can you see that it's asking for the semicolon? It's not going to work. It's not going to work. For someone that needs to, probably you want to create more properties and colon in your selector. More properties in your selector. You need this semicolon. Otherwise, it will not work. If I want to create another thing now and say, I don't know what to use now. I don't know. For now, it's not coming to my head. But right now, this is the widely used thing I can use. So if I should take this off and take this off as well, it would not work. So I have to put something. So let's say you have another property you want to add here. You need this. This is just like a full stop. You need it. So now going back to like I said earlier, this is the property and this is the value. This is the selector. Now, if I should now take one of the tables, or not, let's just use all the tables now, because if I should take one of the table, I'm going to definitely start with class, and I don't want to jump right now. So if I should take one of the table and say background color and give it red, it's going to give everything red, right? So because I'm targeting the table. Now, if I should come here again and say, maybe I'm giving it the wrong down, say body again, I don't know what it's going to give. So now this down is already overshadowing this, right? So now you are confusing your browser, because you've already called green here, and now you are calling another you've already given your body green, and now you are giving it another red here again. Do you understand? So it's going to overshadow it. No matter how, it's going to overshadow it. Now if I should come here again and give color and say white, it's going to turn to white, right? So, and now if I should comment on this, it has gone back to green and yellow because we've commented on this. So, but the importance is that you have to call whatever you are giving, whatever you want to target, you have to call it. Now this table, this is called table. So we gave it table, and it's just going to affect everything. Now if I want to take one of so this is called, now like I said earlier, this is white. You can decide to as well, we have been dealing with colors, right? You can decide to as well give your text is sizes, and I can say font size, and in this I'm just going to say font size. I might decide to give it a small, you can see that it has adjusted. I might decide to give it a large, it has adjusted. And if I want to just give it a specific size that I think small is too small and probably large is too large, right? You are thinking it, but you are still not getting this, the desired results you want. So you can just decide to give it whatever you want by using px. It depends on, you have a lot. So but right now we are just going to use px. If I want to use 1 rem, it means that this 1 rem now is equal to 16 px, right? So I don't know, is it written here? It should be written around this it's not written here, but this 1 rem means 16 rem. So if I should take this, if I should remove this rem, we are not talking about the rem now, I'm just that is in the later videos. So if I should bring it back, can you see that it is still the same thing? It is the same. So 16 px is equivalent to 1 rem, but using rem is even better. It's better than using px, but right now we're going to deal with px. That is in a later video. You can as well decide to come to your, in that h1 now, I gave it h1, right? Using this HTML table, I gave it h1. So I can now decide to come here and call that h1 and say h1, because we have just one h1. We have h1s here, but I've commented on it, so it cannot work. So right now the HTML table is available. Now I'm going to say h1 and then give it a font size of, let's say, 50 px. I see that it's even bigger than the specific h1. Now if I should bring it and call it 10, it's going to be very small. Can you see that it is very, very small, very small? So that is it. And let's try another example. And you can as well use p. Now you can as well use p. Let me just take this back to I don't know, maybe I should just make it 40, yeah, or make it 30. Yeah, so now this is like 30. And now we don't have a p tag. Let me just create a p tag here, because, or should I uncomment this? Let me uncomment it. Let me uncomment all of this so that we are going to make use of it. Right, so now we've uncommented, so now we have them all here. Can you see that it has given effect on everything? Now we already have a p tag. We have p tag. Where is the p tag? Wait, we have p tags here now. So now I'm just going to go to those p tags and see how effective it's going to be. Now let's come here. Now the p tag, just going to create a p tag and give it a curly bracket and say now I want you guys to notice something. In our body, right, we gave all the font color, because font colors are called yellow. You don't come here and say font color. We specified this. Now we said background color and it works. So but there is nothing like font color or text color, right? There is nothing like that. Color, when you call color, just color, it works for your text, right? But in background you must specify that, okay, background color, or if it is border, you must specify that it is with border color. Any other colors, you must specify the color it is. But as for text, whenever you say color, the HTML or CSS already, or your browser already knows that it is meant for fonts or it is meant for your text. Do you get? So now we gave the body a yellow, the body, like every text in the body, we gave it yellow, right? Now we are going to now specify in our p tag that, okay, I want every p on this website, I want it to be white. Let's try that. And I'm going to say color and say white, right? And now it's going to, can you see now that this is our p tag, and now it has overridden this particular body. So now we have p tag as white. I should come to other p tag. I don't know if you have other p. Yeah, this is one p tag again that's changed to white. Let's check for others. Can you see now that all of these p tags has changed to white? This Michael Shola and this Michael Shola and all, they are not p tags, right? If you come here now, you see that they are not p tags. I'm going to come down. Can you see that they are h3s, right? If I'm going to come here now and say h3, I'm going to say h3 and I'm going to give it blue. You're going to see that it's going to color and say blue. It's going to make effect on it. Can you see now that it has had effect on the h3 we have? So you have to call all of this, right? You have to call them. Now I'm going to do something. Let me just comment on all of this so that we'll not get confused. So I'm just going to comment. Right now I've commented on all of this, and this has gotten back to the body color. Right now I want to, we've created a div here. So now that div, I'm going to call it here again and say div. I don't know what to give div. Let's say, let me just, you can, using background color. Let's try background color. You might say, this yellow is not really giving me what I want. This black is not really giving me what I want. Let's say we want to use black now, and you feel like, can you see? And you feel like this black is too deep. Now this is the div we talked about, but we're not going to come into this yet though. But this is the div we talked about. I told you guys that div is just like a card, or it's just like a box. Now I gave it a black color. The div I've called here, I gave it a black color, and you guys can see now that the color had already made it visible. It had already made the card visible, and because we're making use of, we're just creating it with HTML without a CSS, then it made it look like the div or the container does not really exist. It made it look like the card. You can call it a container, you can call it a card, you can call it a box. it made it look like it does not really exist. It is just the name, the text that we can see, but we cannot see those things. But that is now the power of CSS. That is where CSS comes in. Can you now see that? Can you now see that when we called our div and we gave it a color of black, it already reflected on this. Now I don't want to divert what I was talking about. Now I was talking about the black color, right? So now you feel like black color is too deep and you just want to, you have to hover on it. Can you see that as I hovered on this black, it already brought out how I can adjust my black. So I can decide to, you know, give it this color. Can you see now that it had adjusted? I can decide to give my color, adjust my color here, and it's going to work. Can you see? Even if I come here, can you see that it has changed? I can, so it has, it would have the color, the direct color you were calling for here, right? And it would have a white, neutral, and black color. So it depends on what exactly you want. Can you see now that I'm adjusting it and it is as well adjusting, right? So that is how color works. That's this is what we call RGB, right? It is the combination of red, green, and blue, right? So it gives you a lot of colors you want. Right now, you can as well make it transparent. Can you see now that I'm making it transparent? And can you see that it has already given me a transparent color? So can you see? Can you see now that it's giving me a transparent color? And yeah, so that is one part. Now you can as well use your color code, right? Instead of saying, oh, probably you have a specific color code, like that color code does not, you don't want it to change at all, and you already have that color code. You don't want a tiny bit of changes to happen with that color. What you are going to do is use this color code. Now I have another shade of black in mind, right? I want you to the black that was created here. This is the color code for it. Let me show you. Zeros, 6 zeros. Yeah, this is 6 zeros. Can you see that it's the same thing as the normal black that we have? Because every color that we get here, they all have their own color codes. They have their own color codes. Now, if I should come here, I have a specific shade of color, a specific shade of black color that I want to use. So I'm just going to come here, and can you see that this is not as deep as the normal black? Can you see that it's not here? This picker, this color picker is not here. It's not here. It is here because it has already adjusted the black. The black is not as very deep as it was. I can decide to change it to 222. Can you see that it has adjusted the color code here? I can decide to take it up, and we have 4747. So it keeps becoming fade and fade. So it depends on what color code you actually want. So you might use a color code to adjust your color. You might use an RGB. You might want to use, you know, just a random name. I can decide to use green and say gray. It's just a random name. So it depends on what you want. It actually depends on what. So you can as well decide to do the same thing, the same color code, right, for the text. So I'm just going to say color. Now you remember that I told you that I used a body, in the body I gave the color yellow, the text yellow, right? And everything is affecting everything, every text. Excuse me, it's affecting every text in the web page, this web page right now. Can you see every color text you can see? They are all text. Apart from this, so these ones are not the text directly inside, and we've already adjusted the color here. We've adjusted the color of this table here. So, but right now, I want to specify for this div. I want to fight for this div right now. I want to fight the color, the text color for this div, right? So this has dominated it, but you still have to, you can still fight for your own particular color. So now in this div, I'm just going to say the color here that we have. I can just call it, what other color do we have? Let's say brown, right? And can you see that it has changed to brown? Can you see every color every text in the div already has a brown color? So here now I can decide to give it a color code and come here and say, okay, I want to use a color code, and then let me try to use this first, and then I can now choose it here, because without choosing a color, this thing cannot work. The color picker would not come up. So maybe I can just give it a random a random color code, and then come here to pick whatever. So now we wanted to give it a brown color, right? So I can just come here and then give it a brown color. So just come here. Yeah, can you see now that it has a brown or wine color? I don't know if it is wine or brown. So can you see? Can you see what we have? And decide to bring it here to make it lighter, or bring it here, right? So that, yeah, so this is the brand I'm looking for. So can you see now that that is how color is being chosen for a web page. Now let's talk about one more thing before we finish for today, which is another styling we can use in our CSS, which is fonts. Not the font size I was talking about, but fonts, normal fonts styling, right? So fonts, the default fonts in every browser, and we've been using since we started this series, has just been plain and boring. Now let me show you how to use Google Fonts to make your text look very beautiful and professional. Now let's come here. I'm just going to create, right, and we're going to come here, or should I, maybe I'm going to say Google Fonts. You can decide to come here and say Google Fonts, right? It's going to take you to where you're supposed to. Can you see? And you can decide to look for it here and say Google, say fonts dot google.com. Where is it? Google.com. Yeah, so it has taken us there. So now here you can choose anyhow, like any color, any font. You can search for any beautiful font you want your web page to have, just to reduce the boredom. You don't want your users to see that your web page is looking so boring, right? So I'm looking for what color to use, and let me think of Roboto, or let's say Roboto looks, let me look at calligraphy. I'm not sure. Oh, sorry. Calligraphy, yeah. So this is calligraphy. Yeah. So I have a lot of calligraphy here, and I can just decide to choose anyone. But right now, I don't know. You see that there are lots. Look at this beautiful one. Can you see? So now I'm going to go for this. This looks great, right? I'm going to click on this. So now I've clicked on this, and I'm going to see get font here. So you're going to get the font, get embedded code. Right now I'm just going to copy this, and it's just going to be here, this at import, this place, right? And I'm just going to copy right from here. This is this HTTPS, and then to this swap, right? So like I said earlier, I said we can choose any of it, so it depends on you. If you want to use the link, you can as well copy from this HTTPS to this swap, right? And if you want to use this as well, anyone works, you can as well come here, and then I'm just going to copy here from here, and then come back. I'm going to adjust this. I'm going to come back here inside our head tag, right? I'm just going to click on the link, just like we did for the linking of our index.css. We're going to do the same thing here, and then I'm just going to paste, right? So right now I have pasted, and that is not all. Oh, let me take this back. Forgotten. So that is not all. Just going to comment this. That's not all, right? Right here, we'll come back to our to the website, to the Google Fonts website, and in the Google Fonts website, we've been given an example of how it's going to look like in our CSS. So you just come here. I'm just going to copy this lobster 2 sans serif. So you come and call it here. I'll come back to our website. I'm going to adjust it, and then we want every text in our body to be affected. So I'll come here and say font family, and I'm just going to paste this. Now can you see that it has affected everything? It has literally affected everything. Can you see now that it has affected it, even to the extent of the table, and all it has affected everything. So that is how our a font family or a font style is being styled. You have to go to Google. If let's say if you have the link that can affect it, but for me, I know Google is what I want, I know. So you will just go to fonts.google and then you see a lot you can choose on. So right now this is what we chose and this is what we are getting. Now if I want to cut it down to probably I just want the table to be affected or probably the div to be affected. Now I'm just going to comment, or let me cut it, let me copy it. I'm just going to copy this and then comment on this. Then I want the div, only the div to be affected. Right now let me come down to the div and right now the div is affected. Can you see that other things are not affected but just the div? Can you see the div is, can you see that they are all affected except for others that are not in the div? Right now if I should come here and bring it to the table, I as well want the table to benefit from the beautiful fonts. Now can you see now that we have our table, right? And we don't have it on others that are not in the table and that are not in the div. Can you now see? So that is how CSS is for now. So I was thinking I was going to explain the types of selectors to you for today, but this video is already getting too long, so I'm just going to shift that till our next video. Right, I want you guys to save your file and look at everything we've done right from the beginning to the end, if it's actually working on your on your page. If it is not, you can just send it DM or give a comment and we can do this together. Today we learned CSS, what CSS really is, the effect of CSS, why it matters. We covered 3 ways to add CSS, which is the inline, internal, and then the external, and we why the external is very, very important and professional. We learned CSS syntax. We've not really learned the selector. We are going to do that in our next video. We learned how to where the selector would be and the properties, the value. We styled our page, the background colors, the text, and all. So I want you guys to have an assignment. I want you guys to create a style.css file and link it to your HTML page, right, or your profile, any which way from the videos we've been doing so far. I know you can do it. Yeah, so add a background color, change your text colors, and add a Google font. If you have any problem, any issue, because I know that we are already getting intense, we're already going deep in this, right? So I want you guys to be free with me. You can send a DM, you can give a comment. I'm going to be right there to see every bit of your response. So in our next video, we are going to be going deeper into CSS selector, how to target exactly what you want on your page with precision. Now follow my page, share this video, like, comment, and I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Bye.